students have got Marcella Pirovano from the Politecnico di Milano, Italy. It's rated first amongst the Italian universities and has 7 campuses in different cities to boast of being the first university in Italy for projects funded by the European Union. So it's an opportunity for all of you to listen to a presentation and learn how you can go and study in Italy. Over to you, Marcella.
Hello, hi everybody, and thank you for joining us today. And my name is Marcella, and I'm gonna be talking about Politecnico di Milano. So Politecnico di Milano was founded as an engineering school back in 1863, so it's a very old and historic university. And then in the following decades, architecture and design programs were added. So it is a technical university we are very well ranked, so we are the first Italian university, and we perform very well also in ranking by subjects, which are very important as well. So we are the 6th in world university in design, the 11th in architecture, and the 16th in engineering. So go check out our ranking, and we think it's very important when you select a university to check the ranking, because it's they reflect the reputation of the university among the employers and the quality of our education. And besides, Politecnico di Milano is a member of many networks of universities, such as Idea League, which is a strategic alliance between 5 European universities in technology, which you can see here. And being Politecnico a member of so many networks, it gives university student the opportunity to participate in many exchange programs in this European university. We are based in Milan. Milan is a city in the north of Italy, in the Lombardy region. It's a very vibrant, cosmopolitan city, which is never boring. There is always something to do, many events, and we are also considered the economic capital of Italy, which means you will have a lot of job opportunities here in Milan. And it is located in the center of Europe and very well connected to the rest of Europe. So you can travel in your free time if you want to. And as you can see here, Milan is very deeply rooted in the Italian culture, and we have many historical buildings such as the Duomo, which you can see there, but also very high modern skyscrapers in the financial district. And we think that this architecture style, they coexist very well together. Our main 2 campuses are based in Milan, but other campuses are based in other cities in the Lombardy region, which are not far from Milan. Italy is a relatively small country, so all the other campuses are located within an hour and a half distance by train. So when you select your postgraduate program, you should also check where it's based, because depending on the experience that you want, of course, the content of the program is very important, but also the place where you're going to live is to be considered. So speaking of campuses, we are glad that we are now renovating our main campus here in Milan, based on a project of Renzo Piano. Some of you maybe know who he is. The campus is going to be very green, and there are going to be more laboratories, more spaces for students, and the campus is going to be ready in less than a year. So for those of you who apply and will start next year, you will have the opportunity to see this campus. Renzo Piano is an Archistar and is one of Politecnico di Milano most important alumni. So he studied here, and then he became the very important architect that he is now. And other alumni are Aldo Rossi, another architect, and Giulio Natta, who is a chemical engineer who won a Nobel Prize for his discoveries. And due to the fact that we have such a very good reputation and important alumni, we are the first the first Italian university for projects funded by the European Commission. So we get a lot of funds from the European Commission to invest in our laboratories and in research. So we give the students and companies opportunities to test their products, to test their research in our laboratories. We have four main laboratories: the wind tunnel, the materials testing lab, the polyfab, and the polyfactory. So I think it's important to have an idea of how the education system works in Italy. So we have 13 years of schooling, then we can enter a bachelor degree, a first level degree, which lasts 3 years, and then we enter a Master of Science. And those of us who want to go down the academia route can join a PhD program, which lasts 3 years. All these levels are offered at Politecnico di Milano, as you can see here. So we have some programs at the bachelor degree level, architectural engineering and architectural design and civil engineering. And then at Master of Science level, we have the majority of our programs are taught in English, so 41 program in English, and all the PhD programs are taught in English. So it is not necessary to know Italian to study at Politecnico di Milano. I think it's a very important question that some of you may have. And these are some of our exchange program and degree and double degree programs that our students can join. So they have an opportunity to study abroad while studying abroad. So we have a lot of international students from more than 100 countries. We have about 6,000 international students. And some of you may ask, where did they come from? Well, I'm going to answer. So you Indian guys from India will not be alone if you decide to come here, because we have a lot of Indian students. But if you come here, you will have the opportunity to make friends and meet people from all over the world. So it is not just a study experience, but also a very important personal experience, which you will remember for the rest of your life and will give you the opportunity to broaden your knowledge of the world and make friends and just open your mind, actually. So yeah, it's just good to give you an idea of where our students come from. And now going back to academics, to study programs. Unfortunately, we don't have the time here to describe in detail all our programs, but you can just go to our website and check all them out. But just to give you an idea, we cover all the main specialization areas of architecture. So we have architecture and urban design, or urban planning and landscape architecture. Same with design. So we have design for the fashion system, or interior and special design. So there is really something for everyone, depending on what you're interested in. And then, as I mentioned, we started as an engineering school, so it's no surprise that we have so many engineering programs that you can see here. And just the programs in orange are new programs which started this year. So we renew our educational offer every year. And one thing that I would like to mention, I think it's appropriate to mention it now, we require students to have a background. So students who want to study, let's say, civil engineering, they must have a background in engineering at least. So, but if you, let's say you are a psychologist and want to study design, well, that it's not something that it is really possible here, because the level at the master's degree is very high. So we require you to have a bachelor degree in a subject which is relevant to the master you're going to apply for. So we have also these two programs that you can see here. They are multidisciplinary programs which are in cooperation with the two other Italian universities based in Milan. So Bocconi University for cyber risk strategy and governance, and La Statale, it's the Milan State University, for bioinformatics for computational genomics. So let's talk a little bit about money and tuition fees, because education costs money, and it's important to know that. And we're not very expensive, I would say. So for the Bachelor of Science degree, the tuition fees depend on your family's income. And for Master of Science degrees, non-EU students have required to pay 3,900 euros per year. but there is the possibility to get a scholarship from Politecnico. So the most talented students with a very good profile can obtain a scholarship, and we have different kind of scholarships. So the most basic one is the silver one, which just exempts you from paying tuition fees. And the gold and platinum scholarship, they exempt you from paying tuition fees and also give you some money to find your own accommodation or an accommodation depending on the year. And how to get a scholarship? What do you need to have to get a scholarship? So the most important evaluation criteria is your GPA, and Indian candidates must have a GPA of at least 70%, and then the motivational letter, the recommendation letter, and your portfolio. If you are applying to architecture or design, you should really prepare a very good portfolio to have a scholarship and to have admission. So when can you apply for Master of Science degrees at Politecnico? We have two intakes, the September intake in the first semester, and the February intake only for engineering students. If you want to start in September 2020, you can apply. Well, actually, the first application call is going to close in a few days. So, but don't worry, you still have the opportunity to apply during the second call, which opens on the 10th of January until the 5th of March. And like I said, engineering applicants have a little bit more time, and they can apply up to July to start the studies in the second semester of the next academic year. And how to apply? I think this is a lot of information, and I'm going to give you links at the end so you can check out and read very carefully what you need to have. But basically, you need a bachelor degree in a related subject and a minimum GPA of 70 out of 100 if you graduated in a university in India, in an Indian university. And then, as our programs are taught in English, we require an English language certificate, like the ones you see here mentioned. You need Italian certificate just if you apply for an Italian taught program. So this is not a requirement. And then what you have to do is register on our website, fill out a registration form and obtain your credential. And then you will be able to apply online and upload a series of documents. So the application, I would say, is pretty easy. You just have to collect documents and upload them online. After these documents, which require your bachelor degree, your attendance certificate if you have not graduated yet, your academic transcript, your course description or syllabus, so a description of the courses you took, your CV in English, a letter of motivation. Well, you explained to us why you selected Politecnico di Milano and why we should admit you. And a letter of recommendation from a professor, a language certificate, a portfolio just for architecture and design programs, and the GRE, which is required only if you apply to energy or management engineering. And then you have to send by post 2 of these documents, and then your evaluation will start. And if you're admitted, you will see a green light, and you will then start to obtain the legalization of your documents and apply for a study visa at the consulate. And then you will finally become a Polimi student. What expects you when you become a Polimi student? So at this point, I think I would like to show you a very short video, because I think it would be more descriptive than my words. So just to give you an idea of what you will see here at Politecnico when you come here. So this video is about the Welcome Week, which is a series of events which take place at the beginning of each semester here, just to help you settle down and discover how everything works here. So enjoy.
this is the welcome week, and I'm really happy to be in the orientation, and they've explained many things to me regarding the coursework and regarding all the labs, the facilities of the campus, and it's a beautiful place to study.
Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm from Zimbabwe, based in Germany. We have Risha, Johanna, and we have Johannes.
So you will be the face of our university. Just get any challenge has an opportunity to grow.
I'm so excited to join this university to make more friends, to learn more.
I'm from India. I'm from Kashmir. So I got my admission here for management engineering. So this is my campus, Lovisa. It's a welcome week since yesterday. It's very good. I mean, people are helping here.
Hi, my name is Aki. I'm from Japan, Tokyo, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Hello! Welcome to Holy Me.
So yeah, we can go back to our presentation now. Okay, so well, you see a lot of fun, but also study, and it's important not to forget about that. And what else? What other opportunities expect you when you become a Polimi student? So, for example, you have the opportunity to apply to this excellence program, which is called Alta Scuola Politecnica, which is a joint program of Politecnico di Milano and Politecnico di Torino, and it is a program which allows you to work in small multidisciplinary groups on projects assigned by companies. So it's a little bit to find out how the job market is going to be. And then if you really fall in love with Politecnico di Milano and you want to go on studying with us, or you just maybe you already have a master's degree and you want to become a teacher or just doing your research, you can apply to PhD programs. Like I mentioned, all our PhD programs are in English. They have no tuition fees. You can obtain a scholarship and also study abroad for a maximum of 18 months while studying a PhD. Here is a list of all our PhD programs, so they cover all the areas of our master's degree. And if you don't want to go on studying, but after a master's degree you would like to start working, we have an office based on campus, which is called the Career Service, which acts as a bridge between the university and the job market. So they organize job fairs, they help you writing your CV, and they publish job opportunities on the website. And QS, according to the QS World Employability Rankings, we perform really well. So it is not difficult to find a job after concluding a master's degree at Politecnico. Of course, it's up to you, but we perform very well in these rankings as well. So after you become a student and you graduate from Politecnico, you become a part of the alumni network, which is also a resource. If you want to find out how it is to study here, you can go to the website alumni.polimi.it or to the alumni Facebook page and just contact a former student. Maybe not one of these, because they're actually really famous people who graduated from Politecnico, but anyway, it's a resource to find out how it is to study here. And last but not least, here our contacts. So our website, the www.polimi.it. And if you have any questions, you can contact us by filling out an inquiry form, which is available right here at polimi.it/contact us. And we are very active on our social media as well. So I just showed you a video, which is available on our YouTube channel, and we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a Twitter page. And the hashtag you want to follow or just check to find out about Politecnico is Road to Polimi and Ask a Student, which is how to find out about Politecnico from a student's perspective. So I've said everything I wanted to say. I know it's a great deal of information, and hopefully everything was clear, but in case, just feel free to contact us for any questions. Speaking of which, I think I will just try to answer some of your questions. What about management program information? So I've seen a question about MBA. So we have a MBA program, but it is a specializing master, not a Master of Science degree. But we have Master of Science in Management Engineering, if you are interested in business, economy, and what about job opportunity? So about job opportunities, yeah, I've mentioned it at the end of my presentation. So we perform really well in the employability rankings, and we are based in Milan, which is the economic capital of Italy. So a lot of job opportunities, and the career service can help students find a job. And about job opportunities, I would like to mention that even though Italian is not a requirement, but we encourage students to actually study a little bit of Italian also for job reasons. So it's going to be easier for you to stay in Milan. Public university, we are a public university. Is it possible to extend the deadline? So yeah, don't worry if you didn't manage to apply during the first call, which closes on the 18th of November, because there is going to be a second call and there is no difference between the application calls. So you will have the exact same chances of being admitted. You will just know the results a little bit later on. Do you require language tests? Yeah, we require a language certificate for you to apply. Weather conditions and living expenses in Italy. So we have a temperate average climate. So we have 4 seasons, in not too cold in the winter, not too hot in the summer. So a very good climate. And we are not far from the seasides and the mountains. So if it just gets too hot in the summer, you can go to the seaside. And as for living expenses in Italy, I think it's a really interesting question and something you want to know before coming. So in Milan, the average cost of living is about 800 euros per month. So of course it depends on what you want and your needs and where you live. And for example, it might be a little bit less expensive if you do not live in Milan, but if you study, let's say, in Mantova or in Lecco. But this is just to give you an idea. How does the So I see a question about scholarship. So the application process that I talked about in very briefly is also valid for scholarship. So once you apply for a Master of Science programs, you're automatically considered for a merit-based scholarship. So you don't have to do anything else except applying for a program to be considered for a scholarship. Is GRE a must for applying for supply chain management? Yes, so the GRE is not required for all the programs, but just for management engineering and energy engineering. And yes, supply chain management is one of the tracks of management engineering, so yeah, it is required. Okay.
And then select the 2 questions and announce the name. Who are the 2 students who asked the best question?
Okay, I'll do my best. How much does the evaluation process take? Well, it takes. We have on our website you can find out, but if you apply, let's say, in the second call, you will know the outcome of the application like in April, let's say. So it depends. The earlier you apply, the earlier you will know the result. And there are so many questions. I'm sorry I was not able to answer them all, but
we will send it to you by email, and later on you can take any question which is important.
Oh yeah, it would be ideal. So I don't want to waste any more time. So yeah, I think so. I can do that.
Let's have to announce 2 names. The question which you liked. I know it's difficult.
Yeah, I think this one is really good. Nadia Rehman.
Nadia Rehman, okay.
Yeah, ask about partners and exchange programs. And
Nadia Rehman, congratulations. And the second one is?
I don't know, how good mechanical master's opportunity in Italy after study.
And what is the name of the student?
Gata Ghosh. Apologies if I pronounced the name not really well.
And Marcella, thank you very much. Apologies for the delay. We are running 30 minutes late. But your presentation
no problem.
was very well received. And I'm sure students would have learned a lot. And you will see number of applications rising from India, number of queries rising from India. That's our endeavor. So all the very best, Marcella.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.